I've always told you that the people made a selection as to who should do it. The lawyer that hired me is a scumbag. He's dirty. According to this lawyer, he has the right to put out whatever he wants to on R. Kelly. R. Kelly and this individual lawyer would have spats inside of the prison. R. Kelly disrespected him, according to him. Now, I know you guys, some of you have R. Kelly's email and all that. I need you guys to email R. Kelly and ask him. I'll give you a couple of days. Now, at the time, I'm thinking I'm doing R. Kelly a great service. And I'm thinking I'm doing the world a great service because I'm telling a non-biased story and I want you guys to be able to decipher it and pick which side you want. In hindsight, and as of now, I already know it was just, the people around him were dirty. Now, I'm going to tell you some things. I no longer have anything to do with that documentary. That documentary was meant to tell the true story of R. Kelly. When I was first brought in, one of my things immediately was I am not telling a story where I'm going to make him look like an angel. I'm going to tell the truth. If within that story if within the story he ends up looking like an angel, so be it. But I am not coming in to make him look like an angel. I'm not going to not listen to I listened to what the gay dude said. Understand now, there were gays. Larry was right about that. Whether their story is true or not is another story. But I listened. I didn't close them off. There wasn't enough evidence to substantiate what they were saying, so it didn't make it. I listened to other people's stories. There wasn't enough evidence to substantiate what they said, so I didn't play it. So what that means and what I'm trying to say is initially I was told not to even to listen to the negative. And I'm like, dog, I'm not doing that because you want a half-ass person to do the job. Like if I'm going to do my job, I'm going to do the job and I'm going to be thorough. I'm listening to all sides because that is what makes a story. However, you needed to substantiate some of the shit that you said. I thought that was going to be a good piece of work and it would possibly help R. Kelly. Now I know they're snakes. In addition to precedents, they have a plan. They're coming out with something else, another production is called Aftermath. After they come out with Aftermath, they have something called the biography of Robert Sylvester Kelly. This is his lawyer. I don't know if R. Kelly, one of the rumors that was alleged, and I'm going to just tell you all the inside workings of it now. One of the reasons why Steve Greenberg allegedly was working on R. Kelly, Steve Greenberg comes in with a high cost, okay? R. Kelly didn't have the money. According to street legend or according to rumors, R. Kelly signed the rights of his life over to Steve Greenberg. This is why Steve Greenberg, that was his retainer. That's how he took the case. There were other lawyers who knew about that as well. So what they did was when they couldn't get paid as well, according to them, they had R. Kelly sign documents and they feel they have the right to tell his story. But they are telling the story manipulated. They are simply in it for the money. They do not give a fuck about R. Kelly. Not at all. I'm telling the story. Like it's time for the truth. I told y'all the shit is starting to fuck with me. And I don't like foul shit. I don't want to be a part of it. Like I just don't. I'm not. People are going to say, well, why have you coming out with it now and all this? I'm going to tell you why. It's like an argument that you have. You ever have an argument with somebody and you get dissed and you don't realize you get dissed during the argument? So you might go home or it might be 15 minutes later and you open up your memory banks and you be like, damn, did that motherfucker diss me? Why didn't I say something back? Because I didn't catch it. That's what happens when you go back into your memory banks, and that is what this case has done. It made me re-examine a lot of the things, and now I see it in an entirely different way. And I realize, like your son, they used you. Nobody gave a fuck about R. Kelly, dog. I am not going to sit here and say that he is innocent based on whatever whomever says, because that is for the court to do. I do not know what happened with them young ladies. I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know who's not. I don't give a fuck. I don't know if this even has something to do with the case. But I can tell you it's a part of it, because what happened, because of the 30-year history of R. Kelly in the music industry, there was going to be a 30-year history of accusations. Understand what I'm saying? From the day he got his first hit, and being a black man, with the good comes the bad. So there was going to be somebody who says something bad. In other words, if 30 years ago, R. Kelly, right, used to fucking sniff coke, there are going to be people that, no matter the heights of his success, whatever they are, that are going to still say, I remember when a nigga used to sniff coke. The negatives. You're not going to be able to get away from that. You understand? So now that you still got that looming, you're at the top of the charts, the pinnacle of success. But you got a little nigga running around talking about, I remember when he sniffed coke. Like, dog, what does that have to do with him having a fucking #1 hit? Because that's just how niggas are. That's how people are. You understand? So when you have those type of situations, for me, when you open this back up, when I open this case back up, I am going to now start revisiting places and times and things that were uncomfortable for me. And now you really put them together. As would the dude that used to sniff coke 30 years ago, because he might have forgotten that, yeah, I went to a party and I sniffed some coke. And at that time, coke was what it was. I didn't think of it or look at it as negative. And then, now that he's on the top of the charts, he knows that there's somebody out there using that against him. But it's a part of his life. It's just what happened. However people interpret it, that's just what it is. So what I'm saying and how I'm making a parallel to that is, now that I've gotten back into it, I told you, like, my conscience is fucking with me. I've done nothing wrong. I did my job, but I didn't realize who I was working for. Because lawyer disguised the devil. When I tell you these niggas is foul, they're foul. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to name them. I have a contract sitting in front of me. They have a plan, whether Kelly knows it or not. Precedents, aftermath, and the biography of Robert Sylvester Kelly. They've set this plan in motion, y'all. It is not to help R. Kelly. The dirt that ran around this dude is deep. And everybody had a cover. Like, everybody had a cover. I'm pulling the covers off. It's kind of simple. I'm pulling the covers off. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's just the right thing to do. Like, regardless of criticism, how people feel about me personally, and, the beefs and the distractions, I don't care about none of that, because I have to sleep with myself at the end of the day. I have to look in the mirror at the end of the day by myself. And I feel like this is some things you should and you shouldn't do, regardless of whatever it is. I tell you, when you respect the game, you respect the game, even when the game hurts. You can't be selective in being righteous. You just can't. And that is the problem in Black America. We are selective in what we call righteousness. You can't be selective and serve justice. You just can't. Like, if you're going to be one way, you have to be that way all around the board. It can't just be, I'm going to be this way with Steve and Tom, but then I'm not going to be this way with Ray Ray and Pookie. No. You just as bad as whatever's being accused or whatever the story is. I can't do that. It don't sit right with me. So what I'm going to tell you all to do is, you think the mask was a story, prepare. Because I got some shit deeper than that. Trust me on that. So I don't want to go back and forth again with the distractions, because it's a bigger story than the distractions. Will this help R. Kelly? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to help him, but it will show just how easy it was to manipulate him. The man made a lot of poor decisions, and the decisions are based on his intellect. And I don't think that he had the intellect to withstand someone in the legal system who went to school and was trained to be a professional liar. That's what lawyers are. And a lot of reasons why black men are sitting in jail is because they had slick-tongued lawyers that didn't give a fuck about you. And a lot of times what we do, and what I've also advocated for, is we go with something other than black. Because they're white don't mean they're right. And them Arabs, they really don't give a fuck about us. They come here and they blood suck black people. And they are dirty. I'm going to name them. It's a lot of shit in my head, yo.